So I thought I'd take a different approach to the Mandela effect. Usually people talk about, false memories, but how about false understanding? Now, don't go away yet. I'm just going to explain to you things that have happened in my life that I think can explain certain aspects of this effect, the Mandela effect. I was a believer, but things like this make me think, yeah, it's just imaginary. So, hear me out. Let's say a friend talks to you, they say something, and you agree with them. And then later, you guys have a conversation, and they're like, hey, why didn't you do this thing? You agreed to it. And then you guys realize, oh, hey, you have a completely different understanding of, what had occurred. And I call this the My Bloody Valentine effect. So here's how it works. Whenever I tell people about My Bloody Valentine, they always tell me, yeah, I know that band, I like that band, or someone told me they went to a concert with that band, and I'm like, wow, that's highly unlikely. This was in like 2012, so My Bloody Valentine hadn't even made a return. Of course, what was really going on is people thought I was talking about Bullet for My Valentine. And so, really, what was going on is their brain was correcting what I was saying into Bullet for My Valentine. So I think, this is kind of what happens is, you see the Fruit of the Loom logo, and usually when you see fruits like that, you see the cornucopia behind it. And then, bam, you mistakenly believe that the cornucopia is there. I mean, even now you're seeing things that aren't actually there at this very moment because your eyes have two blind spots, one in each eye, where I think the optical nerve, goes through the eye. So there's these two areas in your vision that your eye actually can't see. That's where the signal goes in. So instead, your brain generates something to fit in that area. Kind of like how AI does with upscaling and stuff, or predicting. So like that's just a simple example of your brain like putting things together, things that are like not actually there. So yeah, that's an alternative to explanation to how the Mandela effect works. I had another idea. This idea I call the same actor effect. So like, yeah, it's a thing that happens. These aren't maybe the best, but I mean, like, just look at these two. Those are different actors, but you think they're the same. And I'm not talking about actors looking the same, and you see one in the street, and you're like, hey, look, it's Michael Jackson, but it's not. I'm talking about when, in your mind, you never think of these two actors at the same time. And so in your mind, they're like the same actor. I had this issue with France when I was young. France is like over here, and I always thought France and Italy were the same country. I'd never hear them spoken of at the same time until finally I did. And I was like, wait, those are different countries? Like, I would always, like, whenever I heard France, I'd be like, oh yeah, that one country that has like a lot of romantic people or whatever. Like, it's a romantic city, Paris. But then like Italy has the second most romantic city. It's considered, at least, it's Rome, and it's like bam. So I just thought it like I'm like, oh yeah, that place, which also applies to Italy, that is very romantic. Yeah, so I think that's another thing that happens that causes the Mandela effect is we combine two things. We might think a drawing with the cornucopia, is the Fruit of the Loom logo, even though like this drawing is actually not related to the company Fruit of the Loom at all. But we'll just think, oh, this is the same company, this is the same logo. So yeah, that's another approach.